Alright, we're off and running. Sorry for the abrupt start here. Gonna catch up on what happened. Seeing some pieces sacrificed here. Ooh, this is spicy. Yeah, 2 minor pieces for the check. I know you're playing black and you kind of have to do something. But man, I do not like this approach. So we're going to see Poli with the white pieces. Politeia is chess photographer, Lennart Ootes, all-around great guy, round a candidate master, level player, 3-check fanatic, as he likes to say. Yeah, we're very fond of Lennart here on the channel. He's one of the team mods, 3-check club. Mostly out of just respect. I don't expect Poli to ever do anything in team leader mods. Guy's busy enough. Covering every number of events. I mean, whatever the event is, this guy's going to be covering it. Also does digital boards and like tournament setups, all this stuff. I mean, just a multi-talented player. And funny enough, we don't really know who the chess strawberry is, but if you can see by these numbers, 2600 bullet, 2500 blitz, and 2600 rapid. Yeah, the guy's top 50 rapid on Lichess, so you know you're dealing with a very strong player here. And clearly has some prep. By just sacrificing everything. I mean, this is the way I like to play, but it's dangerous. Sometimes that's the name of the game with black. And okay, we're seeing a sacrifice right back. You just have so much material. Which rook will come up? Probably a rook. Ooh, king g6. These moves are always very scary to see. But yeah, you have these pawns. I think this is going to be game over here with these squares controlled. Yeah, okay. Rematch offer sent. We'll get right over to this one. Keep it on Politeia's side. Ooh, and right away, okay, we did look at a game played between these two players, actually on a Politeia alt account. So yeah, maybe Chess Strawberry had no idea, quite likely, that he was playing Politeia, which is always possible. People have multiple accounts. But yeah, if you're playing a match, you don't want to be playing on your main account. We all saw the the Richard Rapport Ding Loren whole fiasco there. You never want to run into giving away your own prep, and yeah, if you're playing a match, don't be playing on your main in the weeks before. That's just a given. But this G3 stuff, I was remarking on this before the stream. We did a little bit of prep, as I was saying. I was thinking if Chess Strawberry is going to go for this, this is really passive stuff for white. Typically, these setups are not optimal, very defensive. I mean, if you're this strong of a player, you can basically play this way, play it like a classical game. Yeah, and that's the approach. Outplay your opponent, outclass your opponent, I guess, or some combination of both, I suppose. Okay, a6. Could this knight ever be evicted? I mean, you could always be captured, but capturing this way, the F file opening is probably just favorable for black. Poli typically plays a lot of these setups where a minor piece, the knight typically will get to h6, there will be a capture, and a recapture, and this g-file will open in king h8. He likes to play around an open g-file, but that is not the case here. Lennart also kind of one of these pioneers of this f5 stuff. So we saw the early f5, 3 f5, and we've been calling it the Politeia Gambit ever since. Yeah, he picked it up from a random person that played it against them. It confused him enough. It confused me. we've kind of been playing it for some months now, and it's developed some theory. We have it in the study, which is linked right below this video. You guys can check it out. the Politeia Gambit is the chapter, so. But it's very spicy stuff. And 3-check, it's got a lot of theory. You gotta be messing with people that know a lot of the theory. You gotta be branching out, especially with black. Oh, okay. Bishop d5 does not work. You're just chopping. Do you kind of have to go for this somehow? No. Okay, rook a e8 seems solid. Defend your weak point. You somehow are gonna have to get up, right? Create some attack. This bishop is randomly strong. The king though this king is weak. Come on, king on h2 just seems like it needs to be crushed. Okay, now you're cutting off these f4 ideas. Takes. Does not seem to be favorable. Yeah, but king h8. Yeah, we're gonna get some idea. Push pawns. Get a rook behind them. Seems logical. Yeah, e3 really clamping down on this f4 square. Whoa, what is this? Jumping off an open file? And f4 is going to hit. You knew it was going to hit at some point. Ah, it stinks that this never works because you're just closing the position. Where's this queen squeezing in? Do you pick up a pawn? Ooh, picking up the pawn probably would have allowed, yeah, f3, and I think this is the more aggressive option. It's what stood out to me right away. Hey, Chosney, in the chat. Let's get the chat kicking. I want you guys to be heavily featured in this year's TCWC. It's been a good run. No guest host tonight. We've had a lot of people on. Yeah, and we've had a lot of mix-ups, which has been cool. A little bit different from the last couple years, with so many different hosts, doing analysis, guest stuff. Okay, yeah, you can't take, and you can't go back because the rook was taking with check. Wow. Queen just lurking right in front of the king. Looked like bad news, and looking like Politeia came to play today. Okay, we're gonna get g4. They are thinking g4, just e6. Okay, e6. Now we're kind of into just this main line of this g5 stuff, which we saw last year in grand finals. VariantsOnly played it a couple times. The trick for black is to get white to move ahead and take on f7, and it just ends up being totally terrible. There's all these weird lines where, yeah, you can bait white into, you know, just chopping pawns relentlessly, and the next thing you know, black is actually developed, which is black's main weakness in this variant, is black just starts underdeveloped. White's almost got like a minor piece advantage. It's close. Yeah, but as we've seen the last 3 years, black wins at a decent clip, and I think it's because the games are very swingy. Yeah, we see, you know, white's winning, and then the next thing you know, you get into some time trouble, and the position just flips. You know, you lose that advantage, or it goes dead equal, and then the next thing you know, you're worse and you're losing. So it's a very human game. 3-check is not not something I want to see engines playing. Not that I really want to watch engines playing chess either. Not that I'm hating on the TCEC guys, but this is TCWC 2023. All right. Oh man, yes, queen, very scary. A lot of pressure. A Light squares. How do you activate? Free check is sitting here, but yeah, the check is not as free as you're thinking. Ooh. I mean, there's 2 checks here now, so what to do? What to do? Check, you take. Takes, and then black has a queen on the board and 2 checks, which is typically a win. So spicy position, yeah. Okay, king d1, yeah, you gotta get out of the way of these checks, yeah. Slurpy Ninja in the chat over here, all over it. All over the king d1. Obviously, the knight's not free, the knight is unprotected, but how free is this knight? you don't want to be losing. Knight taking through here, very weak square. Actually, there are lines where you can allow a knight to take twice and find some refuge if you know you're about to win. you have no checks, so no way you're going to be giving up any 2 checks here in some weird scenario. But okay, and the knight goes back, so yeah, this is successful. Knight d4, king ends up in the center on castle. Take it. On a light square, so I wonder if you just put the bishop on e2, pile up here. Yeah, because you got to be wary of these diagonals. Got to be wary of this file opening somehow now. Or even coming in this way. Yeah. Okay, I don't know necessarily how much I like this, but as I was saying before, black is underdeveloped. And how far are you away from castling? At least 3 moves, right? 1, 2, 3. Ooh, very problematic square. Okay. Attack the queen, threaten a check, defend this check. Which is, obviously, you're threatening the check with the knight, defending with the queen. So you're getting evicted from the square. Where to go? Oh, and the knight's defending this checking square. This is a really touchy position. This is actually pretty bonkers. Pulley's low on the clock, so that's a major concern. Yeah, Chess Strawberry actually is kind of blasting these moves out. Oh, man. The hype is living up to this one. Oh, you gotta get a move off. Yeah, you gotta move. Closing this file, good idea. Can't be allowing this type of stuff, and you're lost. Okay, evicting a knight. Gotta close down this diagonal. You can't be allowing a second check this way. Ooh, now these things are gonna hit. You're gonna have to come over. Okay, getting a first check in. Maybe take some material off. Okay. Oh, this is very bad news for white, though. Oh, no. Somehow a way to drop in, maybe? Solidify the position. Sack the king. That's the opposite of the idea in this variant. Although I have seen people try to get to the center before. I think they mistake, Oh! You can't even take! Wow! Poley wins! He basically tried to flag him. That was your idea of sacking the king. Man, what was that? That should have been... That was not a bullet game right there. Yeah, +2. You're always going to have that time to rebuild your clock and get a couple good moves back on and just salvage the position. The next thing you know, you give up that first check and you're not extra safe with your king and you lose. Man. Yeah, chat's bumping now. Hey, Ethany up in here. Oh yeah, that guy's been around. I think he played last year as well. Hey, Technotron, what up? Coming in with a raid? I appreciate that. Yo, Technotron. That's a new one on me. I'll have to go and shoot you a follow as well. Hey, appreciate that. Get you a shout out here. I'm covering a 3-check world championship. 3 years running on Lichess. We're in the lower part of the bracket, loser's bracket, but there's only 5 matches left in that part of the bracket. The winner of losers finals will face the winner of winners finals. It was an FM this year, FM Unholy Crusade on Lichess. And yeah, we're watching a couple of very strong players right now, so crispy matchup. Appreciate the rating. Hit you with the shoutout. I think my alerts are off. I also don't want to even mess with CloudBot now, so we'll get that shout out in a little later. Hey, I'm from the U.S. Yes, around the Boston area. Where you guys coming in from? You know where you're from in chat. Yeah, and I think these guys, at least Politeia is Dutch. Chess Strawberry, we don't really know. Got the neutral flag, so. But super strong player. Yeah, and he's playing like it. This is one of these really strong players that tries to play this variant like standard. Hey, you're Italian. Cool. Yeah, yep. Late for you guys. Late for our European friends. Hey, I'm seeing some good coverage in the game chat, so I appreciate that. Hey, heading off. Yeah, take care. Go get some sleep. Go get some post stream care. We shoot you a follow here as well. Yeah. Appreciate the raid. What a great rest of your night. I hope to see you another time. Yeah, cheers. Hey, appreciate the follow. Thank you. There we go. Hell yeah. All the hype up in here now. Yeah, I want to see the Strawberry win a match here. He deserved the last one, but he basically just tried to flag and... Well, he rushed it. I wouldn't say he really went for the flag. It was just he gave up a check and then mentally you're seeing 8 seconds on your opponent's clock. And you're like, I gotta move fast. And then the next thing you know, Poli is lined up, had lined up a check with the knight, and the queen was lurking. This variant is very dangerous with queens on the board. Which is why black likes to trade pieces, yeah. Take away some threats, the next thing you know. White's advantage boils down to about nothing. And your chances are just better, yeah. So it's little takeaways like that to try to think about, hey, how do I start playing this variant more successfully? Those are the tips I want to be, you know, just hammering you guys with all year. Speaking of hammering things, this looks like another one of these positions. One check, knight, borderline, about to line up another check, queen, obviously very strong. Threading some checks. How the heck am I getting away from this? Can't put your king here. Oh no. I wanted a knight rerouting. I love queen sacks, but yeah, I can't quite get away with it now. This is a heavy sack variant. Not sacking your king like we saw in the chat earlier. But the minor piece sacrifice idea for black is, quite frankly, or quite often, you put the knight on f6, and you sacrifice it, and you take back with the queen, activate your queen for the minor piece, for giving up a minor piece. It seems crazy because you're starting at a disadvantage with black, but there are definitely many options to sacrifice with black to get an upper hand. Going again with this g5, it has not worked out. Just e6 right away, no small think, like we saw in one of these games. No, I feel like this g4 stuff, yeah, you're just playing into Poli's not main repertoire, because Poli typically plays knight ge7 to knight, and then knight g6, or they'll play this knight h6 stuff. Man, we're gonna get another one of these stupidly sharp games. No in between or check. Yeah, these guys are like, I know, I remember this. I played in that game. Razor sharp stuff. Yeah, funny where I'm not sure if there are any games in this line in the database, but you do get weird lines where like the king even ends up on the second rank. And it's like a +4, +3 for white. There were lines like that last year in whose match was it? It was, I can think of it now. I just can't remember their lead chess name. Ooh, queen sack here, because yeah, you can't be. Let's see, yeah, it's forced. Okay, somehow a check in between. No, taking on e6. Yeah, another huge weakness is cracking into light squares. Taking back one way or the other opens up these light squares. Light square bishop is a very strong piece for white. Yeah, things unravel. So we're at match point here. Speaking of unraveling here, people, I thought yet again, like the last match, that we were going to see something along the lines of maybe like at least 5-3. Yeah, 10-game match, but first to 5.5. So a draw would win here. Yeah, can we get a draw? If we're gonna do this stuff for dramatic effect, we need a Politeia draw here. Sorry to hammer away the keyboard. I'll tag ASMR. Man, yeah, we are moving along. We are only 24 minutes into this match. 94 seems quite logical. Yeah, and 94 is typically annoying to deal with. Takes and takes back, as I was saying before, you're castling this way, getting a half open file. Why give black any play? Yeah, and I've run into lines where I've played knight g4, and you're thinking about f2 being a weakness, but it's not after castling. Okay, obviously opening the light squares here. I wonder if you could still get this in. The computer has these wacky ideas where this battery is way stronger than it seems. Yeah, because this is how it approaches this early f5 stuff. It's to like create this battery, bishop e2 top move. Air guy Sutek in the chat. Candidate master himself, legendary player. Old candidate master. Guy wouldn't. No, he's on the DL, so I won't. He's also on the alt account. So we won't be outing anyone. Okay. Go back. Getting hit by a check. This is game over, people. Unbelievable. Ah, chest dryer braces, bad day. Yeah. Yep. He had a bit of prep here. I'll open up the chat here for you guys, and I'll keep this one in at the end of the video because this is cool. I do like, seeing people interact at the end. The chess strawberry player seems like a very solid character. I've had a lot of fun covering them. I don't know if they've caught any of the broadcast on the YouTube front, but yeah, it's been a blast covering such a strong player. Kind of sad to not know who this is. You know what I mean? I would like to know who all these strong players are. It makes it a little bit more spicy, but you can't mess with people that want to remain anonymous. And Lennart, of course, chess photographer, great guy. Couldn't wish anything more for him. Hey, Pulley says, nice to have a good week of 3-check with the weekly, and maybe I'll play on the chess.com qualifier and shield. Yeah, these chess.com